Hello, Bl'Artagnan here, bringing you Cloudy with a Chance of Squall, the Spring Festival Lufenia Plus. We're bringing you a Garnetless experience here, featuring Ace, Beatrix, and Bosch. Before we get too deep into it, be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, ring that notification bell, and leave a comment down below, letting me know, who beside Garnet have you been using as your friend unit of choice lately? I mean, if you've been just Garnet all the way, I totally understand, it's probably the best choice, but who have you been finding, like, I don't feel like using Garnet today, I'll use so-and-so. No, this is pretty nice. This is actually my first time using a lock friend, so that was pretty cool. We'll see how he does. Spoilers, I'm pretty happy with his performance. Speaking of being happy with performance, we have a triple blue team here. Beatrix with that 5/5 greatsword, putting in some decent work. I mean, 500,000 damage is not as much as you'd hope to see from a unit with that much investment, but she's not really here for the on-turn damage, She's here for those sweet counters. Bosch, of course, is here to keep us safe and provide juicy auras. It may feel a little redundant to be pairing Bosch and Beatrix, because they both kind of do the same thing, protecting you from that Toxify attack, but they also both have some auras that complement each other. Bosch just, he's kind of a pillar of auras and has good on-turn damage. Beatrix has had her auras buffed. Basically, I knew that, we weren't going to be able to rely on debuffs, so we needed some offensive stats here, and the other thing that I was thinking of with Bosch was that Beatrix, in order to use her Holy Knight Safeguard, is a free turn, and that means that the orb can get a little dicey if I'm not careful. So I figured, what the hell, I'll use Bosch and Beatrix. I can be lazy, super safe, don't have to worry about them at all, it'll be great. You see, I used the Sabin LD call with Bosch earlier. I had Sabin here so that I could use his base call as a panic button to reset the orb if I needed to in a pinch. We ended up not needing to use it, but I figured before the orb showed up, I'd use the LD call and just get some free bonus damage there. Likewise, we snuck Sephiroth in there real quick right at the 80% mark for that gold friend debuff. Got the Ace BT effect rolling. I actually greened him right before this fight. I was on the fence, but the thing with Ace is I wasn't going to green him, but at this point, every time I've used him, he's outperformed, even to this day. At this point, I know there was a big debate about who the best green of the first four was, and I think there were compelling arguments to be made for Bart and Y'shtola, but in hindsight, I feel like Ace probably has the best shelf life of the four of them. We know that Bart's kind of got perma-crept by Garnet, and while Y'shtola's still good, I feel like now her niche is kind of being filled in some ways by, we got Therian, we're going to have Kieran in a little while, there are other units who are going to be doing what she does and a bit more because they came out later. No one really does what Ace does as far as this kind of perma-trap sort of feature, which lets him really just have a lot of damage over the course of a turn. That was a misplay. I should have attacked the other guy to not waste the launch. Anyway. But, yeah, I was thinking about that. I think Ace is actually probably the best of the four in hindsight. At the time, I think there was an argument to be made for... I'd say, personally, I felt Bart also had great value. Y'shtola was really good. I mean, Zidane was good, too. It's purely a hindsight thing. Anyway, what do we got going on here? We're nearly halfway there. We've been playing it safe here. That one guy was getting a little low. The trick with this team is that you have to manage Ace's traps so that there's no downtime. So that means sometimes you have to be aggressive and flip the traps when there's still turns left to make sure that... Or not the other way around. You have to flip the traps even when their turn's coming up soon, just to make sure that the traps are permanently taking up that orb. Anyway, bringing in Locke here. I figured I'd use him instead of Garnet because we're using Garnet everywhere and she's completely overpowered. I figured that sweet defense ignore would be pretty good in this fight. So why the heck not? So let's see how that plays out. At this point, I've completely lost count of the turn, who's used what turns, and so I don't know when they're going to warp, and I see they both have their all attack queued up. So we're going to Holy Knight Safeguard with Beatrix, assuming that they'll probably warp before she goes again. Drop a quick Rose Petals. Nice damage, and go into the Ace Burst phase. My first time actually stacking Ace Burst alongside his own, in a green, with his own burst effect. I picked this burst music out as a little tribute to an old friend of mine, so shoutouts to Type Zoe. RIP as far as your DFFOO days go, but thought you'd appreciate this. You'll probably not see this, but hey, makes me feel good. Anyway, we started off with the EX and I tried to roll into a better aura on his EX, and we did. We got the red aura, the best of them as far as damage goes. Here we go, just attacking. We flip the cards so they'll be ready to go once we get out, and we also timed it so that his special, post-burst trap went off right before his burst effect, and I actually don't know if it's better to do that so he gets the extra like post-burst trap, or to wait, or to do it earlier so that his finisher gets the HP cap up from the effect, and the stacks don't reset. So I don't know. If you're like an Ace aficionado, let me know what you think in the comments below about how the best way to stack Ace's burst effect with his burst phase goes. I mean, if we're being honest, the best way is probably to just use the burst effect phase and then the effect, but I wanted to use the phase here to reset their orb count. Anyway, whew, I was jogging earlier, in case you couldn't tell, a little out of breath. Whew, but here we go, we're in the summer, we're nearly dead, so we're just gonna, why the hell not, let's, several here, reapply that in case they warp, get us an extra tick there, gives us another turn before, if they don't warp. Does mean that Ace won't be in summon when his turn goes again, but whatever, he'll be fine here, just to finish him off real quick with that LD. And there we have it. No Garnet used, no synergy either. Oh, look at that. Clickbait, here we come. But I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Why does it say they're all synergy? I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Adios.